Good morning, everyone. My name is Samir Amjad, and I am here to present today's topic, which is which is regarding the AI tools. So, I am a software engineer developer at GlowingSoft Technologies with a strong interest in how the technologies with the artificial intelligence is reshaping itself in the field of development. Okay. So let me share my presentation with you. So my topic is AI powered development assistance. In this topic, we will talk about like how the AI is transforming software engineers. There are multiple questions in this topic where which we will like have a solution for these. Like, can AI write code better than humans? And will developers become AI co-pilots instead of coders? So this is the main thing right now we are thinking about. Like in sometimes AI will take over the humans' jobs. So like we will discuss in this topic, like either it is possible or not. How does AI speed up debugging and testing? Is AI making software engineer more creative and more automated? What skill will developers need in the age of AI? So these are the main questions we will talk about in this sessions. Okay, so now I'm giving you introductions. AI powered tools that assist developers in coding and problem solving. So right now, like we all knows, like AI is helping us to write the code to problem solve. Like if, for example, if some other we are having a uh, we are working on some other project of any other developers. So AI also help us to like resolve the problem solving for those, and even it help us to like understand the code. While for example I'm giving you the example of GPT, we just copy and paste and give the code to the GPT. It give us the whole description of the code, like okay, this is happening in this code, and these are the like main topics of this code, and these are the solution for that. For example, GitHub Copilot, ChatGPT, Tabneen, Amazon Code Whisper. So these are the, you can say, the tools which AI we can use them to help with the AI things. So GitHub Copilot we are already using in our software house, as well as the ChatGPT. Tabneen and Amazon are the, we are also using Tabneen and Amazon Code Whisper. I will give you the examples of these all. So our aim with the AI is boost our productivity, reduce repetitive work, improve code quality. So these are the main things. Like how there's a question raised here, like how we can boost our productivity with the AI tools. Like while we are using the AI, there are also some kind of multiple questions like this. Like while using a GPT, my thinking capability will be reduced in this, and like I am, you can say, like my solutions are always getting from the GPT. If there is no GPT, how a human can code again? Like how, where is my productivity there? We will also talk about this question, reduce repetitive work. So it also reduce our repetitive work. For example, I have to create a, I'm example giving you of mobile developers. Like for example, I have to create the login auth screens. So while every time I got a project, I start developing the UI first and then their code for this. So while I have a boilerplate for this, or further I can use the GPT, a good prompt of the GPT also store his histories. He also store the history. So while using his history thing, I can reduce my repetitive work. So I don't want to again write the code and develop the UI again. So it can help me out. Improve code quality, same as like for example, I know one solution for this code. Like I am using a simple database for this, for storing my data. While if I give my code to the GPT and ask like, okay, can he improve my code or any other solution for this? So it can also give us more types of database. Like I am using a simple linked list, he can give us the circular linked list, kind of these things. So he AI can also improve our code. So it is a good and a better approach. Like once our code is done, we should give our code to the GPT and ask about like how we can more we can get the more improvement in our code, or whether like more effective way to do the code. Okay, now why AI is matter for us. So our complexity in increasing, right? Like day by day we are facing, like for example I'm talking about the React Native. So day by day we are seeing like almost on every day there is a new update for the React Native versions, as well as the utility libraries there. So the complexity in this thing is increasing day by day. Development productivity is critical. Okay, so same I told you, like for example we are coding, so we are thinking less, and we are more dependent on the GPT. So we just give our code, like whatever the critical or or a question having we are having, we just give to the GPT. We didn't think about it from our side first, like okay, how is there any possible solution in our mind, or whatever we have studied, either it can help us to give the solution for this. We just use the shortest way, give the thing to the GPT and get the thing. So in this matter we are critical, we are in a critical stage for this matter. But same if we talk about good developers. So whenever GPT gives you the solution for that, he always gives you the description for that also, like what he did and what are the pros and cons for that. So once we are also reading that, I don't think so like we are in the critical situation for that, because we know the pros and cons of that code, and we also know how now about that, like how this code is working, or why we are using the specific thing for that. And the third option, why AI is also matter now, the shortage of the skilled engineers. AI has a multiple, same thing like we can see in our field now. It is also in a good form as in a bad form also. Like shortage of a skilled engineers. We don't have now the skilled engineer. Now we are AI engineers now. You can say like we don't know how about the how in the backend this code is working, or why. For example, I'm giving an example. I'm using a linked list. I'm using a stack. We don't know why we are using this. We just know, okay, AI told us, like he give us the code. Okay, this is the code, and we are integrating in our code, but we don't know why we are using this. In I can give you an example for that. What is the cons for this thing? Like in future, our client says, okay, we are going to upgrade our application, and once we start upgrading, our base is on the you can say in the basic code, and once we are adding more features in that, in return we face like our application, our backend, or whatever we are working on gets slower. So that is the main reason our base is not, because AI just generated the base at that time which we want. Like for example, we have only four kind of solutions our application is giving. We are just handling that. Once we upgraded our application to the multiple features, at that time we face the issue like our application gets slower. Okay, so in this we also face the method of threads, and these kind of issues we see. Automated boilerplate documentation and testing, as we are talking about the AI. So these three things are, you can say that AI just take over about this. Like whatever the documentation we are doing, we are always using the GPT. For the testing purposes we are also using it, and same as for the boilerplate. So boilerplate is also we are using for the GPT, and it's the main example for this. Like whatever we are seeing the presentation slides here, these all are created by the GPT. So it just take over the human things. Core capabilities, code generation of auto completion and snipers. Whoever is using the copilot is saying, I'm just giving an example of the copilot now. So whoever is using the copilot, essentially, like while we are writing a code, it also like help us to auto complete the code. He just give an example like, okay, you are thinking about this. So in the backend, how they are structuring it, like they are reading all the code at the once, and then they are thinking, like giving us the suggestions for that, like okay, you are thinking about this thing, and by using the copilot we can auto complete and snippet the code understanding, explain and suggest improvements. So this is the main thing I suggest like we should use here, like code understanding. this is not the matter, like whatever we ask from the GPT and he gives us the code. So sorry, there is no restriction about this, like asking from the GPT, but there is a restriction about this, like once we ask, we should also know about that thing, like why GPT perform that code, or what is that code is doing, like either it's performing, why we have adding this code. So about that code documentation we should read that. So we should have the code understanding. Until unless we have the code understanding, we can use that same code in other project also. As well as we also know, like okay, if we have any question or any problem, this is the solution for that. So code understanding is the main thing while we are using, or while we are in the AI world now. Debugging spots, detect and fix error. So I hope everyone is using this debugging spot, like whatever we get the error. First thing is like while we are on the Stack Overflow on the Google directly searching, so GPT can help us to specify that error. Okay, this is the solution for this, and this is why we are getting that error. Same for the testing, IDE integration while we are using the VS Code right away. So in VS Code, I will give you the example and show like how it is working. But still, in the VS Code, in our IDE integrations, we can add these co-pilots and AI tools in that to autocomplete, to the snipers, to the suggestions for the our code. Learning AID, help junior adopt best practices. So this is not only for the juniors as well as for the seniors learning AID. So learning aid means like once we give the code to the GPT, so he give us more solution for that. Okay, like for example, we are using some specific code and we think like it's the best approach, but still if you think you are confident, you should give the code to the GPT as well and ask like either there's more effective, more various ways to do that. And hopefully there are, like we have tried, like once we are confident about that, okay, this is the main, and I am thinking about this and this is the faster way, but still if we ask from the GPT, there are several ways to do that also. Okay, popular tools are GitHub Copilot, Chat GPT, now GPT-5 is also there. Have Neem, Amazon Code Whisper, in-house AI assistant. So this can also be a custom AI assistant we can provide. Okay, benefits for the AI. So benefits are fast development cycles, reduced debugging time, continuous developer learning. So the point number three, continuous developer learning is on your own, guys. So if you want, like AI can't take your jobs, so you have to also learn about the things he is providing us. Improved collaborations, AI as a coding partner. So I feel I have seen some of the developers, they are asking like, okay, if we are using if I will use the AI as my code partner, it will take my job or I will start less learning. So this is just a false solution for this. We have to use the code partner. For example, I have two developers, and one is using the AI. He give me the code in 5 to 10 minutes, and the other gave me the solution in half an hour. So obviously, I will always promote the user who is having my solution in 5 to 10 minutes, because he is using the coding partner as AI as a coding partner to him. So right now, this is the world, like no one can wait for you, and we have to use AI as our coding partner or anything else in that. Like for example, I it will take me to make these slides a 1 hour maximum, but AI did it in 5 to 10 minutes. So hopefully, for my benefit, AI is the better approach for me. AI is the better approach for me while I'm creating everything by myself. But thing is, like after that, I have to study out like okay, what he have given. Higher code quality and efficiency. Obviously, for example, I know I have learned by my senior, and he told me any efficiency and a called solution for any code problem. But still, there are multiples and more effective ways in the world they are using. People are using. Okay, challenges and risk while using the AI. So accuracy. It's not possible like AI can give us the 100% accuracy. So that's why he can't take the human job. Still, till now, he can't take the human job. So it can't give the 100% accuracy. A human is required for that. Like he can check, okay, this is generated thing, AI has generated this kind of solution for us. Either it is accuracy, it is either it is accurate, or if we can use this as our code, it will not violate our security things. Security for the securities is more challenging because AI is having the history thing inside, so we can't give him the our API keys. This can fall us in any problem in the future about the security thing. Okay, licensing and a base over alliance. Over alliance is thing same thing like once AI has give us code, we have to review our code once. Okay, while you just run the code or you just study up the code fastly, like either everything is like the GPT is using the same thing we want. If it's using any new database, any new thing, any new solution for that, either it will reliable for our code or not. So this for this thing, dev must review his code. Okay, cost and compute. GPT is not having a like while you, now there's no, you can say, any question for the user, like they are not using the AI because of the cost and compute. So it's approximately half of the tools are free. So that's cost cutting is not there for the AI. Okay, future of AI assistance. Deeper ID integration, same we are using like that right now as a co-pilot. So it's a deeper thing in our, it just integrate in our IDE version. For example, we are using the VS code. So he can give us the solution, he can read our code. So it's a deeper thing. Repo where AI full project context, it can over you, even you are using the black box, you can see he can give us the full project context of our project. Auto DevOps, testing, CI/CD developments, voice and natural languages programming. So now we are also integrating in our application the AI thing, the voice tones, like GPT can also, GPT or any other tool, they can also, AI can also talk with our things like naturally, like we thought like we are talking to the humans. They can even think and generate a very specific responses for us. Personalized AI assistance, same, we can personalize AI as our coding style also. He can also adopt our coding style, the level of our coding, he can also adapt that. We can, you can say, how we give him the prompt, he will act like that. Okay. So the main thing while using the AI is prompt engineering. Every developer should know a little bit of the prompt engineering. Until unless he have a good prompt, AI can respond you better and accurate about that. If you don't having a good prompt, AI will help you, but not like that. Who like there are two developers who one knows about the prompt engineering and one is just nail. He don't know about the prompt engineering. Obviously, the person who knows about the prompt engineering, AI will give a specific and accurate response to him. He can work more faster with the AI things. Okay, so why prompt engineering matters in development? Help AI system generate correct code, avoiding syntax or logical errors. So same, if we have a good and a specific prompt, for example, I gave a GPT, I'm using a chat GPT 5 and I'm giving him a code about, okay, create a login code. One person gives this code and the second gives, okay, please create login code. You're using the React Native thing. So this is the a specific prompt I give. The person who give only this single prompt, like okay, create a login code, he have to tell him after that, okay, no, I want in this language and this things I want. Use the forming and this thing, but still a specific and a correct prompt will lead us to the like there will not be, there can be a syntax and logical error, but still a good prompt thing can don't have this syntax or logical errors. Okay, improves documentation quality, guides AI for refactoring, testing, and debugging, reduce back and forth of being precise. So if we have a good prompt, like we can't, okay, again prompt him, okay, we want these things, we want these changes, or these are the logical errors. while we having a good prompt and specific prompt from the AI, it we will reduce our syntax and logical errors. Okay, now what are the types of prompt developer uses? Instructional prompt. Okay, so the example for the instructional prompt is write a React component with a login form. Okay, it's a specific prompt developer is giving. The second one is the transformation prompt. Convert this, like we are now converting the Python code into the JavaScript. So that is known as a transformational prompt. Debugging prompts, exploratory prompts, optimization prompt. However, you give a specific prompt, you can get a 100% accurate result. Okay, now there are the techniques of the prompt engineering. Be specific. Instead of write code for login, say write a React Native login screen using Firebase authentication and style with Tailwind. Okay, so you see whether we can use a simple prompt, write code for login. It in this thing we have to go back and forth, tell him every time like, okay, we want libraries and this format thing, Firebase to be integrated also. While we once we give him a code, write a React Native login screen using a Firebase authenticating and a style with Tailwind. This is the specific prompt. In this, we can't go back and forth. We will just get a single code by a GPT, and that can be used. Provide context, add code snippets, framework, or libraries. Interactive refinement, start, board, then refine the output. Okay. Role playing, act as a senior React developer and review the code. Reviewing the code is the major job of the developers right now. AI can give you the code, but still you want to review this code, whether it is on the same demand of the our clients. We have to check that. Constraint code must be under 20 lines and follow ES line rules. Okay, so this is the constraint for the AI also. Like this is not a good, or even that will not work. Like we have hundred of lines of code and we just copy and paste, give to the AI, and we are waiting for the response, like whether it will give us the code, give us the solution for our problem or not. While we should know about like whether in which code of the part we have are having the issues, and we have to give him the specific code to the GPT to get the solution for that. So it will help us more faster while we are giving the 100 line of code. In that thing, AI will just neglect some of the things, some of the line in the code. So sometimes it works, but 90 to 95% it doesn't work. We have to give him the specific code. So while giving the specific code, developer should have the know-how about the code, like which code is working, like how which code is specific, you can say, is creating the problem in our code. Okay, so here is an example of good and bad prompts. So the all write a function is a bad prompt, because in this he will ask what kind of function. AI still didn't ask us in this thing. If we ask write a function, it will not prompt back. It will just write the function whatever. It will check our history, like we are asking in the last time React Native code, for example. So it will write a function, whatever the function he is thinking about that time, he will write about that. He will use the history and thing. While the good prompt is always write a Python function. For example, we are using a Python. So write a Python function that takes a list of number and returns only the even number using list comprehension. So you can see a good prompt is just, it's not a rocket science. It's just a thing like we have to clearly tell to the AI, like I want this thing, please provide me. So it will help us out. Okay, for the conclusion is AI assistants are collaborating, not replacements. This is the main thing. The AI is not replacement of the humans. He is just a collaborator. He can help us to reduce our donkey work, or you can say like he can reduce our syntax error and logical error as well as. And once a human is writing the code and he is taking 1 hour, while taking the help of AI, we can just do that thing in 10 minutes. So there is a big difference in the time. So in the developing, as a team lead, I will always support my developer who is giving the same thing in 10 minutes, but cons here are like he should know about that code also, like why GPT have written that code, or why we are using that code in our functions. Okay, free developers from repetitive work, enable creativity, future human plus AI hybrid teams. This is the future, as well as we are also seeing right now. AI is collaborated with the users, and our like every software house also want like humans should also collaborate with the AI hybrid teams, so they can give a specific and the accurate solutions for their code, and their app will should be the stable thing. For that, we have to use now AI hybrids as our teams. So in the last, I have a question for you all. Will you trust AI to write a production code?
If I don't know how to write a code, obviously I will use ChatGPT. Else, if I know how to do it, I would write my own code in the production.
Okay. Okay, then thank you, team. Session is over.